Welcome back to another episode of Drivers for Drivers. I'm Joe Marshall. Today we have Kenny Kuntz.
Yes.
Francis Am.
Howdy.
The magic man that makes this all happen, behind the scenes, Arnell.
Hello.
And we are
Drivers for Drivers.
Well, we were having a little discussion before this about EVs, hydrogen.
That's another abbreviation.
EV.
Then we have an episode about abbreviations.
We did.
All the abbreviations.
That's it. That's right.
Electrifications of the vehicles.
You know what's odd is California is the main state for producing EV trucks,
Yep.
Really?
and they banned them from their highways.
They did that with DEF, too. Everything's got to have DEF.
Or was it self-driving trucks? I think.
Self-driving.
Self-driving.
Oh, self-driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Self-driving.
They have three of the biggest plants in the world for building those semi-trucks that drive themselves, and they banned them from operating on their highways.
What does that tell you?
Makes total sense.
Well, now you've got them suing themselves to get rid of DEF because it's making brown stuff on the sides of the roads with the leaves and the shrubberies and bushes and
Well,
stuff.
they're the leading state for EV vehicles,
Yeah.
and so them EVs ain't buying gas. There's no gas tax, so now they're going to charge these guys per mile for all the miles they drive to make it up.
Yeah.
Ada County was doing that same thing. They have some trash trucks and stuff like that, and the ITA came in and was like, hey, all of these other guys are paying road tax. These guys need to pay road tax too, because they're on the roads, they're heavy,
Yep.
and so then I don't. It's gone to the House. It's gone up to the government here in Idaho, but it's not made any leeway yet. I think it's coming out next session again.
So what do you suppose the EV would have to pay in Oregon?
Oh, geez. That could be expensive.
It could.
I don't like EVs. I mean to produce the battery takes a lot of material, right? There's so much more energy that goes into producing the battery. Then that battery's gone, and then what? It goes out to these great big fields so that it can gas off. Birds can't go in there. Their wildlife can't go in there. It's just not sustainable.
No, I try to think good things about California.
The sun's shining. They got beaches.
They
They
got
produce produce.
yeah,
they
they
do.
do. A lot of produce. A lot
Yeah.
of stuff comes into California, and then we can pick it up and truck it across the United States.
Yeah. Glad
They-
I don't live there.
Yeah, I don't either. There's too many people.
Way too many more people.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting a lot of people around here.
There is.
There was a town just outside of Chicago that they wanted to upgrade all of their electrical systems so they could plug in all these yard dogs. And they went to the planning and zoning and said, "Hey, this is what we want to do." And they go, "You really want to use this much electricity?" I'm like, "Yeah." "What's it for?" "Well, so we can move some trucks around the yard." That's more than the entire city's consuming. Not the way to go.
Just think out of them charging stations, how much power they pull.
A lot. It's not cheap either, and you can't go as far. I mean, there might be a use for it, but for trucking, no.
Yep.
Hydrogen, on the other hand, I've seen some really cool stuff coming out with hydrogen.
Never know.
I think that's the way to go.
I say we get EV vehicles, just drive around Twin Falls.
We were looking at Teslas to do
Is
that.
that
with.
the ugliest vehicle you've ever seen in
You
your
know.
life? That new Tesla?
The Tesla truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has
Cybertruck?
Has any of our drivers seen the Tesla Semi yet that's out there? Because they do have one that's running around.
I saw it broke down.
Did you see it broke down? Did it run out of electricity?
Yeah, it's good.
Is that the one that you sit in the center?
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah. Kind of
It's
looks
got
like
a door like you're going in a motorhome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kenworth has one out.
Yeah, I've seen
that.
that. I've seen that. They got that anteater look, super anteater. It is.
They look good.
Yeah.
I like the
Definitely.
looks of them.
Like a silver bullet.
I wonder if they'll make them with ramps, and I can just wheel my wheelchair in there, wheel up to the steering wheel, and lock her down.
Do you guys see the self-driving trucks?
I've seen them on the highways before. Looked like something out of space.
Yeah, I don't like them.
It seemed kind of dangerous, but I think don't they have drivers in them in the sleeper?
Yeah, they have to have drivers in them right now. They can't be fully autonomous.
Yeah. I bet he don't get very good sleep.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. No, not at all.
I don't get very good sleep when somebody else is driving, let alone the GPS and Starlink.
That's right. That's right. Speaking of drivers and professional drivers, I'm going to go ahead and throw a couple safety items out there a little bit early here in the podcast. First one's going to relate to the driver. Two things this time of the year. We've shed our jackets. It's plenty warm outside. We're pushing 100 degrees. Sun safety. First one is sunscreen. If you're going to be out running around in the sun, either put some long sleeves on, kind of protect yourself. If you got a lot of hair like I do, you might want to wear a baseball cap when you're outside, kind of protect your head.
Protect everyone else's eyeballs.
That's right. That's right. And the other thing is your eyes. You know, our professional drivers spend a lot of time looking down the road. And the sun is shining in those vehicles, reflecting off of mirrors, reflecting off of other vehicles, windows, glass, everything. Make sure if you wear sunglasses, get some good sunglasses that are in good shape. You don't want the lenses all scratched and stuff, you know. Get yourself some good pair of glasses and protect your eyes, and they'll be very happy that you've done that.
You can always spot a driver in a grocery store. He's got one left arm that's sunburned or suntanned, and the rest of him's white. I remember them days.
That's right. That's right.
There was a song, and in it says, "Wear sunscreen."
Yeah.
What was that song?
Yeah.
What was that song? Help.
I know it. Do.
No, you don't.
Does it involve bananas?
Bananas. No.
I'll tell you what's bananas.
It's Buzz Lerman.
Buzz Lerman.
Buzz Lerman. Sunscreen. That's the name of the song.
But trust me,
Wear sunscreen.
Yep.
Speaking of bananas,
What is bananas?
it's bananas that these guys get sent pre-plans and they don't accept them right away.
Yeah. So walk us through that. So you're in there. You're pre-planning these loads. You're getting these drivers from point A to point B, C, D, E, and F. You send out a preload. So this week I've been playing driver manager. It's opened my eyes to quite a few things. My head's still spinning. And so these pre-plans, what is that about?
Well, what goes into pre-planning is you got to know when a guy's getting unloaded, about how long that facility takes to unload, and then you're pre-planning him on his next dispatch.
Well, then you got to take in consideration their off time, if they need a reset, what their hours are, right?
Yeah, all of it. So when we think we have it zeroed down, we send them out, you know. But if a guy doesn't accept them, we don't know. He's not answering his phone or something. We don't know. You know, what it comes down to is we're going to end up pulling those loads and putting them on guys that will accept them, you know. The show still must roll on. You know?
Yeah.
We got to get them loads covered, especially with customer freight. We can't wait, and then the next day is I can't do that load. Yeah, we need some quick responses on those, and that'd go a long way to keeping everybody rolling.
Yeah.
And I know on the driver manager side of things, you'll like today you send it out like, hey, are these 4 or 5 trucks good for pre-plan? And so then I go out there and I threw it through the call, the ELD and say, hey, are you good with this? And then I also follow up with a phone call and say, hey, are you good with this? And whether you are or aren't, whatever. But yeah, so it goes from you to me, and so it takes all this time to get that done.
So really what we need is our business partners, the owner-operators out there who are running their own business and working with us. When we do send out a pre-assignment, we need you to reply as soon as possible. Whether you're accepting that load so we can move on. If you're not going to accept it, we need to get it on another truck and get it going. And then at that point, we'll just have to determine what we can do to get you a load.
Yeah. We got to cover the customer freight. It's our responsibility. It's a commitment that we've made with our customers to get them covered, so they got to get covered.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We can't be dropping it last minute. Yeah. So any help you guys can do on that, it'd be greatly appreciated.
You bet. You bet. Second part of the safety. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the 3-point stance. I think everybody's pretty much familiar with entering the cab of the truck using a 3-point stance, coming in.
Blue 42. Blue 42.
That's right. And exiting, right? You exit backwards just the way you went in.
We've
3
all had
points
that
of contact.
backrash before coming out.
That's right. That's right.
I don't want to talk about it.
Now, one of the other things that we do, and we don't do this a lot, and some people don't do it at all, others do it all the time, and that is getting up on your catwalk. So when you're doing that, that's time to really, really pay attention to what's going on. You've got airlines, you've got electrical pigtails that can get wrapped around your legs while you're up there. You don't want to come tumbling off of a catwalk. It's pretty high off the ground. If you're putting your load locks in or something and you need to get in there to make an adjustment or do whatever, be extremely careful climbing up and climbing down off of your catwalk. Last thing you want to do is end up falling and hurting yourself.
So here I am in a truck stop. I've got hot dogs in this hand. I've got a bag of other goodies in this hand. I'm like, I can make it. Open the door, take 2 steps, and was like, not gonna make it. Hot dogs were rolling on the ground. I was, my pride was hurt. Not so much my back end, but yeah.
Back in the day, I did this spotting service for a company, and I would be in and out of different trucks. Well, different trucks have different size steps, and some, if you're in a Peterbilt, you could just flip on down, they're pretty low to the ground. Kenworth's got a big top step that you can get out on, and then the second step's like straight down. And then the Freightliners, of course, just straight up and down the little step. Well, I was in and out of all these trucks, and I stepped out right in the middle of a bunch of people, and the step wasn't there. Boom. Boy, I hurt my back on it. Don't do that.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
When this episode comes out, I'll be about 4 or 5 weeks cigarette free.
That is awesome, man.
Nice.
So appreciate all the comments out there. You guys had my back on this. We'll just continue down this journey, and hopefully, it's done. I'm not craving it all the time now. So I want to say I'm there.
What
But
are you doing with your hands?
typing.
That was the hardest when I quit smoking. 'Cause I was used to doing this,
You find yourself rubbing your face. And
Yeah.
I just found myself eating all the time.
The 2 hardest times is after a meal and then right before I go to bed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now what do I do? I gotta just focus on something else. Hydrate.
yeah.
With the weather it's summertime. Welcome. It's hot. Hydrate. Make sure you've got extra water on your truck.
Yep.
So yeah, I've been drinking a lot of water, more so than usual.
I always drink water. A lot of coffee, too. But
There's
that
water.
counts as water.
There's water in it. It's mostly water.
Is that coffee you drink or gear oil, man? Because I've had a cup of your coffee before, and if you drink that, you don't even want a cigarette.
Takes me a little bit to get wound up. Then I can't slow down. Kind of like running downhill. They want to race me downhill.
Arnell, you got closing thoughts?
Nothing. I just think that whole EV stuff is interesting. It's like self-driving trucks, but you got to be in them. So it doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Right. Well, and it's a hard job that they do out there. And it's not, you're not taking your Tesla and it's just not be bopping down the road. There's a lot that goes into that.
I wonder how many of our professional drivers would actually sleep in a truck that's piloting itself down the road. Could you sleep back there? That's a question to the group. Reply to it and see. I'd like to see some comments.
I'd go through a lot of bubble wrap, I think.
15-point harness. I'm sleeping in a straight jacket.
That's right. That's right.
Arnell, what'd you think of Western Days Parade?
Oh, that was great. I've never been at that parade, actually. I've been here for like 25 years. I've never attended that parade. I'm usually sleeping.
Yeah, we were up. I was up about 5:30 that morning. to get the truck in line, so we weren't all the way to the back. They had about 200 floats, largest they've had yet. So I was very thankful we were up front. We were in and out of there. It was pretty quick. It was awesome. It was a lot of. It's really fun going down the road and seeing all these little kids, doing the honk honk sign. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
I saw the reel that you put up on Instagram and all of our other social medias of the bunch of stuff put together. Awesome job. I think it was fantastic.
Yeah, well, we'll put it in this video as well.
Throw it
Right
in.
on.
Closing thoughts.
I just want to thank Reed for watching our podcast and commenting on it.
Hi, Reed.
Timmy,
Yeah. Hi, Reed.
let's remember 3-point stance going in. You're carrying something to the truck. Put it down to get in.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
Hydrate and let's be careful out there.
Thanks.
Yeah. And I'd like to thank all of our professional drivers out there for what you're doing. We appreciate you. Our customers appreciate you. And the people that share the road with us, they appreciate you too. You do a good job keeping things safe, getting the product there on time. Everything you do is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much.
See ya.
Thanks for making the better move. Next week we'll have Joe Marshall on.
All right. See ya.
See ya.